Good evening, everyone. We're now doing another look again today. Alright, starting off with my bare skin. Alright, now we're getting into it. I've used my Sopfeel base again, simply because that's the only one I like at the moment. Alright, moving on to foundation. Again, I use my L'Oreal Paris one. Right, now whilst I'm putting that all over my face, how is everyone? How are we going? Hope everyone's doing well during this whole situation with COVID. It's great. Less people around. I mean, I know some people are struggling with it. I hope everyone's doing okay otherwise. The only tip I have with foundation is make sure you do put a little bit on your ears. Otherwise, you know, your ears can be just a little bit red sometimes. Also, when using your beauty sponge, make sure that it is wet, not dry. Otherwise, you're not going to get the nice finish that you want to get, and you'll lose a lot of your product as well. What I'm doing now is I'm just going over my foundation with a powder foundation that I have from MAC. It's a MAC Studio. I'm really looking forward to getting my kabuki brush, so this will be a lot easier. Also, I'm going to apologize for the camera work on this. It does go blurry a lot in this video, simply because I'm still trying to work out where to put the camera, and it doesn't like when I get up close, so I'm going to try and find somewhere else to put the camera. Alright, moving on to my base of the eye. I don't use the eye primer, I use concealer. I use the lightest color I can get, and I just make sure that I fill out the entire eye base using a miniature beauty sponge. Now, what I'm doing here is I don't have a translucent powder. Well, I didn't this morning, but I do now, so that'll be interesting to play with next time I do my makeup, which will be Friday. So what I use instead here is just a white eyeshadow. This just prevents the concealer creasing. It just makes putting eyeshadow on not as easy. You've got the crease line in there. Alright, now we're getting into the colour. I went with purple, and the reason why I'm using my blending brush is because I didn't want a harsh purple kind of look, so I start with a little bit and then I build up to the depth of purple that I want. Alright, now moving on to the next colour. It's I don't know what colour you would call that one. Is it like an aqua kind of colour? Turquoise? No idea. It was meant to be a deep / light green at the same time. Don't know how that works, but that is what I was going for. Now I'm going in with a light blue. When I did the last two colours, I used more of a compact brush, simply that so I could get more pigment in there as well. Now I'm using my floof brush to floof all the colours around. Again, when I said on my last video, make sure whatever you do on top of your eyelid, make sure you just do a nice little replication on the bottom. So having purple on the outside, the turquoise in the middle, and then the light blue in the very corner. Now I'm going in for the magnetic eyeliner, as I don't use the glue. So I'm using my magnetic eyeliner for this bit. Now, the only issue I have with the magnetic eyelashes is if I'm putting it on myself, I can't precision where I put them, therefore it makes the eyeliner non-perfect, which you'll notice when I put them on. The mascara I used today was, I think it's from Remiel, because I got rid of that other one that I had and using this one, which was a lot nicer, a lot more easier on the eyes. Moving on to blush, I'm using one that I got from a store over here called Big W. It's got its own brand one for $2, which is B Beauty. Works perfectly fine. Yes, I did realise one side was quite harsh and it wouldn't blend out for me. Now, moving on to my version of contouring, I just use a bronzer and I place it underneath the blush. I then go under my chin and my jawline, just to give it that little bit more of a extra definition. I also do the top of my head as well, just so I can blend the foundation into my hairline. These are the magnetic eyelashes I use. I got them from a company called Wonderlash. They are on my Instagram. So if you ever want to have a look at them, send them a message saying that I sent you to them and they will be able to help you out there. They do have a lot of different ones. I'm thinking of cutting mine down to be a bit shorter, so I think they're a bit long at the moment. Other than that, they're just such a good eyelash. They give such a perfect curve and look really nice. Now, oh yeah, we had some whippersnipping going on in the back today, so that's what that look was for. What I'm doing now is I'm just going in with my highlighter. I don't use your normal highlighting brush. I like this one. It puts it on really nicely for me and I've got more control over it. Going in with my eyebrows, I don't normally leave them to last, but this morning I did. I don't use a liquid, I just use an angled brush, and for that I use a eyeshadow out of the Jamescharles palette. For the eyes today I use the Chi Chi palette, and for my eyebrows I always use the Jamescharles palette. Now I'm just using another angled brush and putting an extra bit of highlighter just underneath my eyebrows, just to close that gap between the eyeshadow and my eyebrows and just to give it a little bit more of a shimmer to it. Now we have finished. I didn't show you doing my lipstick simply because all you were looking at is my forehead. So I will say good night. Everyone have a great day and goodbye, my millionaires.